You're in a results-oriented business, and the results speak for themselves.
He'll drop and throw from the end zone, holds it, ball got hit, it's up in the air, it's intercepted by Nate Allen!
This is Rex Ryan, whose signature is defense.
Inexcusable, inexcusable. I don't care what anybody says.
Four-man rush. Brady steps up, throws down the right side for Gronk, makes the catch to the 20, Gronk to the 10, touchdown for Rob Gronkowski.
The Bills, they've been irrelevant for a generation.
If they are losing,
at any point,
they lose.
The Buffalo Bills saying so long to the Ryan brothers.
Rex asked to speak to him privately. After that, I was informed that Rex would no longer be our coach.
If only Bills Mafia could go back in time and have our next guest suit up. He led the Bills to 4 straight Super Bowls, a 5-time Pro Bowl quarterback, plus he's inspired millions by being Kelly Tough. We welcome the Hall of Famer and friend of the show, Jim Kelly, to the First Take desk. Always a pleasure to have you.
Good to see you.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
First order of business. First of all, how are you feeling? How's your health? How's everything?
I feel pretty good. I just got back from New York City about 2 weeks ago. My recent MRI, which is quarterly, every 3 months, and so far so good. I just continue to work, and you know, it is what it is. And I know it's no cliche, but to make a long story short, when I travel speaking, I realize that I don't have it that bad. There's so many people out there that have it a lot worse than I do, and if it's meant for me to go out and inspire others, that's what I'm going to do. And I know a lot of your colleagues here at ESPN has been through some tough times, Mort, Holly, and so many other people. But, hey, I'm here, and I'm here for a reason.
I got you.
You inspire many of us, and that perspective is humbling.
Oh, I try.
On a kind of a negative note here, I want to start with Rex Ryan. Sorry to start off on this. What went wrong?
Players didn't play. Coaches didn't coach. It's interesting how you look at the last 2 years, and especially, I mean, I bought into it, and I think you even bought into it early on. When Rex first got to be a Buffalo Bill. That's what we wanted. We needed that energy in that locker room. We needed that energy in the city. He brought everything we wanted, but it just all started falling apart. And last year, he gave us glimpses of a future for the city. This year, things started out shaky, and then, you know, up and down, and then things started happening after the firing of Greg Roman, and then all of a sudden, the last few games of the season, and boy, it's hard to pinpoint one thing, but when you watch and you're there all the time, you see the way some things are handled. It makes you worry about it. But you know what? I have total faith in the Pegulas, even though some people said that they might not have handled it right. We, as outsiders looking in, don't know all the logistics that go behind the talking between Doug Whaley, our general manager, Russ Brandon, our president, and, of course, the Pegulas. So for me to sit here and point a finger at this one or this one, I don't know.
I have a pretty good guess as to what's going on, though. If you have an injury guarantee, if you have an injury guarantee and a contract for a quarterback,
that I agree with,
and you're not going to make the playoffs, and the front office tells you, don't play that guy, because if you play him and he gets hurt, we're on the hook. I think $27.5 million.
Yeah.
And the coach says, to hell with that. This guy gives me our best chance to win and plays him anyway. Guess what's going to happen to that coach?
I know. I just have to say this, and I do agree with Rex looking at that standpoint, because it is his job also. And I think at the time, Tyrod did give them the best chance to maybe win 2 or 3 of those games. But me personally, I'm thinking, why don't they give Cardale Jones a chance with 3 games to go? We already know about EJ. I love EJ to death. I listened to him talk to the players. I saw how he was around them. He did everything except he just can't play.
Well, I appreciate your honesty, your candor with that. Max and I disagree in this regard when we talked about Rex Ryan. For those of us on outside, particularly those of us like myself and Max, we didn't play football. So I'm like this. Well, I know results. Now, the nuances that come with it, probably not, because I'm not inside there. But I do have a right to sit there and look at you and judge your results. And Max is like, forget the Jets. It's Buffalo. It's just 2 years. My position was, it's 6 consecutive years that you're a head coach. Not only do you miss the playoffs, you don't even register a winning record. I believe that that is more than enough evidence for me to say, I got to lose you. You say what to that?
No, I agree. I mean, Rex is a very good friend of mine, so it's hard to talk negative. But I think in his own mind that he knew coming down that if they don't win, and they don't win not so much convincingly, but win on a fashion that they've earned it, and they just didn't win by a fluke, that his job might not be there at the end of the season. I think he knows that, and we all know that as players and coaches that might happen. I think as it started going down, I think that's why they decided to make a decision with Tyrod. I think they wanted to keep Tyrod in there as long as they can because he felt, I'm sure, that gave them the best chance to win. Even, talking about EJ, I hate it because I love EJ, and I wanted him to win, and I wanted him to be the quarterback 2 years ago. But that just didn't happen. He continues to prove that maybe the NFL is not for him.
Right.
But one thing that I said, 4 weeks ago is give Cardale Jones the last 3 games, Dolphins, Browns, and Jets. Then we will find that if we have a quarterback, if he does well, then maybe we do have a quarterback. But if he doesn't, I don't know where we're going to go then.
Is this putting the cart before the horse? Because this is what the argument really boils down to. Stephen A's like, if you don't have the results and you're dating it back to the Jets, you got to get rid of the guy. My point is the good organizations don't do that. Like Tom Coughlin had some bad years. They stuck with him. They won 2 Super Bowls, largely because of Coughlin. And so in your day, there was stability there.
Yeah.
And it led to success. Or can you only have stability when you have the right people in place and you're throwing good money after bad if you've already determined they're not the right people and you keep them on anyway for the sake of stability? Which is it? It's got to be one or the other.
I like how you talked about stability because I'm very good friends with Tom Brady. And that was one of the things he told me when they came to Buffalo, that he was so happy because they've had their same offensive line coach for 20 years. They've had the stability there. Even though some players have been here and gone, their coaching staff has been there for many years. And that's what it takes. It takes a whole team effort from ownership to head coach to players. The players got to hold themselves accountable. One thing that I really didn't like about what I've heard is some of the things that, players late for meetings and they weren't really pointing them out and say, man, somebody's got to step up, confront the individuals and say, this is not how it's done. I have a feeling that the Pegulas know that now, and I have a feeling that they're going to step it up. I pray that it happens sooner than later.
So,
we all been saying that for years. It just hasn't happened.
How come no A-listers as coaches on the docket in terms of being interviewed? We haven't heard any big names interested in the Buffalo Bills job. Can you explain that?
Me personally, if it's me and I'm a coach looking for a team to play with, it all starts from one person, the quarterback. Do you have a quarterback that can lead you to the next level? We do not have one as of right now. Tyrod Taylor, he did a lot of things this year and last year that a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL cannot do. But consistently, he just wasn't what we needed. He had to be more consistent on his throws. When we needed the first down to move the chains to win games, we needed the first down to move the chains to continue that control of the ball, to take time off the clock. We just didn't have that there. And, again, the 3 quarterbacks that we had, when you are around them, I wasn't there all the time, but when I'm around them, just their personalities is everything you love. You just want it to work for them, but unfortunately, it just hasn't happened. And if I'm a coach, that's the #1 position I look at. Who's my quarterback?
Quarterback-driven league, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So appreciate your insight and such a great energy about you. So nice having you around. So
Good
thank you so much. Come back soon.
I will. Thank you guys, and you guys do a great job. I enjoy listening to you.
Thank you so much.
Sometimes they do.